fade rather. He's psychotic.
May thy knife chip its
Check it out. Anyway,
He can keep his tongue.
check it out. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I've been waiting to make this video. I have been waiting to make this video ever since a couple of days ago, once one of my TikToks of me reacting to the end of the season caught fire. One of those comment sections, I mean, brother, if you are coming to this list and you are thinking that the game versus the World 5 is going to be all I go off of, or you're thinking I'm not going to look at the very beginning of the season and click off the video. I promise you everything that happened in season 1 is going to get taken into consideration to be fair to everybody on this list. I promise you. I don't live off recency bias. I don't live off of one-hit wonders and moments, and that goes for any anime. We're looking at the body of work when you're talking about the overall best or the strongest or whatever the fuck you want to talk about. Now, that being the case, let's get our honorable mention out the way. He technically is in season 1, but he didn't do anything. We just got a little bit of lore on him. He did something right at the beginning of season 2, which I have seen already. Shido Ryusei. The man is different. He's different. I've already seen a little bit of him in season 2. He's technically in season 1. There's probably people that want him on this list. I'm not gonna put him on the list. So next, okay, starting the list off strong at number 10, Kunigami. I gotta be honest. If you're not gonna start this list off with Kunigami, where else do you start the list? You know what I mean? Like, this is a list for season 1, not season 2. Season 1. Anything they've done in season 2, I don't care about for the confines of this list. I don't think anybody that's not on this list can be above Kunigami, and I do not believe Kunigami can be above anybody on this list. So just to get this out the way, because I feel like he could battle with this person, Zantetsu is not on this top 10. And that obviously means I have Kunigami at 10 over Zantetsu, and you bet your fucking ass I do. Zantetsu, I feel like really showed his strengths, but he is situational. I feel like situationally, Kunigami, he's a 9. There are all these different strikers in this show are different positions. There's 9s, there's wingers, there's people who could play false 9, and then for the Isagi's a midfielder people, him and Bachira could play 10. Like, there's different positions of strikers for these characters, and Kunigami is arguably the best pure 9 in the first season of Blue Lock. I would say somebody on this list is better than him, but Kunigami had really good hold-up play, and he could get the ball into an area that he knew it was kind of like a watered-down Bara. Like, he could kind of, like, get it into that area, and he knew it was a goal, and when the moment called for it, and he needed to show up in that game versus Baro and Nagi and Isagi, he showed up, and he looked like a real threat, and he made really good progress. I think the biggest thing for Kunigami is when you look at the first selection and they had to play these 11 on 11 games versus all these teams, you could argue outside of Isagi, Kunigami was the team's best player. Like, he was Mr. Consistency. He just was. Now, number 9, and boy, oh boy, do I know. Oh, I know that a lot of people are not going to like this number 9 pick. But I hope that as I continue to explain my list a little bit more, you understand why. And you just be honest, because if you're going off of bias, I could see why you would have this person higher. But I got to be honest with you. If we're talking about the overall outlook of an attacker, so everything, and as far as season 1, this person is not higher than 9th place. That person being Mr. Black Flash himself, Borrow. I can't lie to you. Hey, and don't think because I have him at 9, he is not one of them ones. I want to make it very clear. If I did this list differently, if I did this list off of pure goal scoring ability, if I did this list off of even like who gets the ball in the final third, who's the most dangerous, Borrow is significantly higher on this list, if that's the case. I'm not doing that though. This list I'm coming from a place of overall attacking, your passing, your IQ, your ways you can score, can you right foot, left foot, headers, like mentality, everything. This is the best players in Blue Lock. And because they're all offensive players, then it's, okay, who's the best in the attack? Who's the best going forward? And while Borrow is a beyond clinical goal scorer, when you look at the rest of this list and the people that I have in front of him, I don't think being a clinical goal scorer gets you high enough. I don't. He held himself back in season 1. And even when he sort of snapped out of it and became in his own weird way, a team player, he still wasn't as useful and functional as other people can be for their teams. Borrow is he's going to put that ball in the back of the net, but he needs the ball. He just needs the ball. He needs the ball. You get you see how annoying I'm being? That's Borrow on the football pitch. You had genuine moments where even in the locker room after Nagi and Isagi pick Borrow, and Borrow says something to them. I forgot exactly what he said, but Nagi was like, "You do know you lost to us. Like, what are you talking about?" Borrow was genuinely in the mindset of, I would rather lose trying to score versus get an assist and we win. And yes, he broke out of it. And yes, they had a selfish trio and devoured each other's powers and play styles, and they started scoring goals like that. But it's a reason when Borrow, it's a reason that when Borrow, Nagi, and Isagi lost, Nagi and Isagi were the team's only picks. No one gave a fuck about Borrow. No one in that top 3 plus Bachira was like, we should probably pick Borrow. No, because Isagi and Nagi offer you so much more. And with that, we will move on to somebody who I have above Borrow, and this is the part of the list where it'll start to show more why I have people where I have them, because you'll start to see what the criteria of this list is. Coming in at number 8, one of my favorite players early on, and then kind of fell to the background even though he was still in the show. But I really do like everything that he brings to the attack, and I could see if he does make the starting 11 for the U20 team, I could see where they're going to play him. I got to go Chigiri, bro. Chigiri not only is probably the fastest player in Blue Lock, again, season 1. You could argue Zantetsu, but Zantetsu was more so quick, and he could make quick movements. Chigiri's the fastest. Chigiri was so dangerous in the sense of the attack, because not only can Chigiri score clinically, not only can Chigiri make ridiculous fucking passes. Go back into season 1. Go look at some of the goals that these players on Chigiri's teams were scoring. Look at the fucking passes Chigiri plays, bro. His passing is through the roof. But what makes him so amazing is the overlap. Oh my gosh, bro. Chigiri on that overlap created so many goals in this first season. He was able to overlap and either get a goal himself or overlap and play it back inside from a 1-2 or cross it. Like, his speed gave such another element to him, and it adds to the attack. This list is the top 10 attackers, best players, not just striking. And when you look at overall and you add all of the attributes up together, you add everything that Chigiri can do on that pitch, bro, it's hard to put anybody below him, above him. It really is. Chigiri is not to be taken lightly, and he was the biggest threat to them in the game versus Isagi, Nagi, and Baro. Chigiri was the biggest threat, which is why Isagi ended up picking him up. While I do not think he was the best player on that team, he was the biggest threat because of what he possessed. Because defensively, they didn't have anything for Chigiri. And when you add Chigiri to that team, I don't know. You see what they did there and what they were able to do. They took Ren's team all the way to the last goal. And kind of with that ending statement, and I'll talk about them together. I've said this before. If you watch the reactions, if this isn't your first video on my channel, you already know who I have above Chigiri, and it shouldn't come as a surprise to you. At number 7, we're going Rayo. I'm going to give you an opinion I feel very strongly about. And that is, I think Rayo is going to be the dark horse of this series. And it kind of fits because he has dark purple hair. But I think Rayo is going to be the dark horse of this series. One thing I appreciate about Blue Lock and the beauty of this show is everyone's involved. Everyone from the main cast is involved at some point, somehow, some way. I really enjoyed this first season because there was the element of losing, but then losing meant you then got involved with other characters. When you lost, you got put in this round table and round robin style thing, and you just got to see all these different characters. And if that continues, I don't know, maybe in the back end of season 2 or even what they're already doing in season 2, but like in the seasons on to come, however Ego's crazy mind works and more ways that he has them play against each other, we could see Rayo on team ups with other people. And maybe Rayo and Baro get a team up, and maybe you see Rayo and fucking Nagi lock back in on the team and they start tweaking to get like it literally. That's what's so beautiful about Blue Lock, and Rayo was one of those people who benefited from that. But if you just purely look off of Nagi's team and how they were introduced, they show you the goals that Rayo has, and they show you in comparison to Nagi how many goals he has, and the assist numbers that he has, and shit like that. And I gotta tell you, for the amount of goals that he was scoring in that first selection, and then they play them, and it quickly becomes very apparent that while Nagi is the best player on that team, Rayo is the heartbeat of that team. That became very apparent to me. And I think when you look at going forward, if you look at just attacking, Rayo arguably plays the best passes in Blue Lock in season 1. I don't really know who you could say plays better passes. Vision is one thing that's different, and I do not think Rayo has the best vision. We're talking about purely just the skill of passing the ball on the ground, through the air, lofted through ball, diagonal, anything, and getting it to a specific point that someone wants it accurately. Rayo's the best passer in Blue Lock, pure passing. When you add everything in, and then the conversation becomes playmaking, it's not Rayo. It's somebody else. But I think when you look at the pure passing aspect, Rayo is the best passer in Blue Lock. And then you couple that with the fact that Rayo bags goals, bro. He bags goals. And he's smart. His IQ is high. And all of those things tapped in together, it's hard to put Chigiri above him. Baro and Kunigami are not even in the conversation anymore when you talk about these two, because they add so much to an attack. You can stick these two, Chigiri and Rayo, you can stick them in essentially any team, and they're going to help so much more than Kunigami and Baro. You have Rayo climb back by himself without Kunigami because of how useful he is. And I know I'm not using this for anybody, but look at where we are in season 2 right now. I'm not going to use any season 2 feats for anybody, but look at where we are in season 2 and the fact that from the first 2 episodes that I watched, it became very apparent from Chigiri and Isagi out of their own mouth that this game with these top 6 players is going to be about helping the attack, aiding them. Players like Baro / Kunigami or anybody like that, they're going to struggle unless they just figure out a way to make it work, which I haven't seen yet. Coming in at number 6, I know that this is going to be a little controversial, but I don't much care. Number 6 was very easy for me. And for similar reasons, number 5 was very easy. I got Aoshi at number 6. Now, aside from the fact that I feel like every time I say his name, I'm butchering that shit. Them being ranked top 3, it's gonna be hard to not put them at least in the this area of player. But here's the thing, and I think anybody who watched Blue Lock season 1 objectively, I feel like if you watched it for real and you watched it how you were supposed to, it's very apparent that Aoshi and Ryu are where they are because of their physical attributes. But when you look at them skill for skill, tech for tech, they are not in the top 3 of Blue Lock, which is why this team was able to take hits and take blows versus teams that were lesser than them or players that were ranked under them. I gotta be honest with you. Like, it's very fucking clear. If these two had the even somewhere in the realm of the skills that say Rin had, because they were the top 3 and Rin was number 1, they wouldn't have lost it. They wouldn't have had close games. They would not have had close games at all. I don't really have too much from him, and from then we can move on to Ryu, because I got Ryu at 5. Their physicals is why they got up there, and it's clear that with the lower players, they are still a problem. The physicals are still able to limit the lower players, but everybody above them just outdoes them in every facet of the game. And I'm glad that I have them below these players, because it's not like this is headcanon. It's not like I'm making something up. Everybody I have above them, you can go watch the games. Go watch that second selection back. Or is it the third selection? I don't know which selection it is. I've been saying that shit all video. Go watch the Team Rin versus Team Isagi game, round 2. Go watch that game back. They don't shine in that game, because that game wasn't just about physicality. It just wasn't. Like, his physicality, Aoshi's physicality, did something initially, and then it just got equaled out by just overskilled, bro. Now we get into the nitty gritty of this list, and I already know this is the part of the list. I feel like my list is gonna have people kind of disagreeing and arguing anyway, but like, I know this part of the list is where this shit's gonna become World War. When you look at these top 4 players, it's fucking head and shoulders, clear as day, they are better than everyone else in Blue Lock in season 1. It's not even close. The progress that they showed, they made, the things they were able to do when they were in the zone, like, it's not even a fucking competition. So if you have anybody else in your top 4, I got some questions. Now, as far as the ranking goes, that's where shit becomes conversible. So to start it strong, off at number 4, I know I'm going to have people disagree, but at number 4, I got Bob Cut himself, Big Bachira. Don't click off the video. Don't kill me. I know. You You wanted Bachira so much higher, didn't you? And in your mind, I already know you're screaming from the rooftops that Bachira should probably be over Isagi. No. Here's what I'm gonna say. Because I look at shit with context is everything. I just got done saying that with the Real Madrid video I made. Context is everything. Whether it's sports, anime, life, whatever you want to say. And if you want to go off of just the game against the World 5, if that's all you want to go off of, and Bachira got an assist against the World 5, so Bachira is better than Isagi. End of discussion. If that's what you want to do, you're not going to get an argument from me. I don't care. Like, if that's the route you want to go, no disagreement. Fine. If that's all you want to use, if the entire fucking season doesn't matter to you, and all you care about is that game where they got blown the fuck out after scoring that one goal, and you could honestly argue the World 5 let them score to see what they would do, whatever you want to say, no argument. I'm not going to argue because I think it's somewhat of a fair take. Fine. Bachira did something against the World 5. Kudos to you. But I think when you look at Isagi, Nagi, Bachira, and Rin, I think when you look at these top 4 players that I have left on this list, the game against the World 5. The only person that did anything against the World 5 is Rin in terms of he scored that goal. Because if you're going to be disingenuous and say Isagi couldn't have played that pass and got it to Rin for that goal, you're lying. But fine. Let's discontinue that, I guess. The portion of season 1 that you need to rewatch, analyze, and look at truly to make a decision on how you rank Isagi, Nagi, and Bachira, it needs to be Team Isagi versus Team Rin round 2. You watch that game, and then you decide who's better out of those 4 or out of those 3. And when you look at that game and you look at what happened in that game, you look at the impact that these players made on the game, I don't know in what world you could say Bachira is better than Isagi or Nagi. I don't see it. That game, that is the climax of season 1. The climax of season 1 is not the game against the World 5. That game lasted 2 seconds. They got smoked. They scored 1 goal and then they got smoked. Like every other team. And I think only the 2 teams that had Rin and Shido scored. The climax of the season, you got to see Rin, Nagi, Isagi, and Bachira. All 4 of these top 4 players in Blue Lock. You got to see them for like a 6-episode stretch of just them, same game, back and forth, consistently clashing. Bachira was the weak link out of these 4. And in the moment, when Bachira had his moment, and he turned up, and he elevated, and he finally had his awakening, he got stopped, and he didn't score. And it's going to go into why I have Isagi where I have Isagi, but like Isagi making that stop matters. Because if this anime is about creating the best striker for Japan to lead Japan, and then subsequently creating the best attack, because I think a lot of y'all are missing that. Yes, this is about finding the best striker, but this attack is going to be the attack for Japan. At least that's where my mind is. So if that's the case, these attacking players matter, which is why this list isn't the best striker, it's the best attacker. That being said, Isagi making that stop on Bachira is his fucking IQ of how a striker is moving. He was able to read what Isagi or what Bachira was going to do, where Bachira was going to go, because of the offensive version of Bachira, what he knows offensively from Bachira, what he knows offensively from himself. Good strikers, theoretically, should be able to be good defenders, not in the sense of sliding back and forth or getting to a certain angle or beating them to a spot, nothing like that. Just a feeling of when they're going to shoot, where they're going to shoot, where they're going to try to go before they shoot, if it's a shot fake or not. Like, you should be able to do it in reverse if you're good enough. And Isagi was able to do that against Bachira, which is why Bachira goes on this crazy run just to get stopped by Isagi, because Isagi knew where it was coming. I think it's you don't even have to talk about it. Bachira's dribbling shits on everybody's in Blue Lock. It ain't even close. I'm not even going to waste time on that conversation. I think a very underrated part of Bachira's game is his IQ. Bachira's smart as fuck. He makes the right play more often than not. And when it comes to finishing, Bachira is not a better finisher than Isagi, Nagi, or Rin. He's not. He's clinical, but he defers. Out of all of these players in Blue Lock, the person you can point to and say, this is the most pure winger, old school winger, Ronaldinho type player, it's Bachira. Because he wants to play that way. And now it looks like he's going to start going for goal more once you get to the end of season 1, and he's kind of made that mindset. But in the confines of season 1, we didn't see that. We didn't see him be as goal hungry or as clinical as the people that I have ahead of him. And I think it's disingenuous to put Bachira over Isagi or Nagi. I think that's fucking absurd. And now, to piss even more people off, number 3, Mr. Talent himself. Ooh, boy, I know y'all mad in them comments, huh? Sorry. I mean, brother, if this was a list about pure talent, I have nothing to say. You got me. If this is a list about pure talent, it's Nagi all day long. Nagi has the most talent. Again, this list has nothing to do with season 2. But I just saw the gore. I just saw the goal that Shido scored in season 2. Nagi is still more talented than Shido. I don't care. 6 months or less or however many months it's been, and he's this good. He's fucking unbelievable. He's unbelievable. The way no one in Blue Lock, Bachira included, has better ball control than Nagi. Nobody. And once Nagi figures out how to dribble the ball, if Nagi knew how to dribble the ball like 60%, 70% of 6-7, oh my god. If he knew how to dribble the ball in like a lesser capacity but similar to Bachira with his ball control, with his shooting ability, I would have Nagi at number 1 right now. I swear to God, bro. Nagi's so good. The only reason I have Nagi at 3 is because both the players above him do more for the attack. Both the players above him, out of his own mouth, he told Isagi, you were the star player of this team. You were the main character of this team. That's why they picked you. Rin could have picked Nagi, and I think the other players wanted to pick Nagi. But Rin didn't lose to Nagi. Rin didn't feel like Nagi beat him, even though he got slid like a motherfucker. Rin got dunked on by both Nagi and Isagi that game. But it was because Isagi added so much to that team's attack. That team doesn't flow without Isagi. Isagi is that team. And he strung everything together. He's a very, very, very watered down Rin. And I think when you have it to where it's very, very in your face that game was Isagi versus Rin, and then 2 backdrop casts, I don't know how you logically would put Nagi over Isagi or Rin, because I know there's some of y'all that think Nagi's the best player in Blue Lock right now. He's not. At number 2, I'm finna piss everybody. No, I'm not. It's Isagi. Rin's not. He's not better than Rin. Y'all thought I was about to make y'all mad, huh? If I already didn't. Isagi has become, off 1 season of anime, he's become one of my favorite main characters in anime. I'm not a big main character guy. I'm not. I gotta be honest. I like them, and I appreciate when they're done really well. I fuck with them heavy. Isagi's one of those characters. I think everybody within this top group has something that they are head and shoulders better than everyone else in Blue Lock in. And one of the main reasons I have Isagi in the top 2 is because of the fact that he almost is better than everybody in 2 categories. Isagi is almost the best in 2 categories. Isagi is second best behind Rin in terms of IQ. He's almost the best in terms of IQ. He almost has the best IQ. But what he is the best in is his adaptability. This nigga is a baby Maharaga. Like, I don't know, bro. There's something wrong with this nigga. He single-handedly willed these teams to wins all season long. All season long. It didn't matter who the fuck his supporting cast was. He started off at the bottom of that group in the first selection, and then boom, he becomes the best player on the team, the leading goal scorer on the team, the 15th best ranked player in Blue Lock. There isn't one time you could say in the round robin phase that Nagi was more important to the attack than Isagi. You couldn't. Isagi is the most important player in terms of the attack on every team he's on. And if I cannot stress this enough, if this list was off of pure goal scoring, pure striking, pure putting the ball in the back of the net, this list looks different. I don't have Isagi in the top 3. But my God, everything included, he's the second best player in Blue Lock in season 1. It's not even a fucking debate. Nagi says it out of his own mouth. I don't know why it's argued. It's very simple. The climax of the season is Team Rin versus Team Isagi round 2. And when they lose, and Isagi is trying to give that pep talk to the team, Nagi just straight up says, bro, you were the main character of this team. That is why they picked you. Go. He was the best player on the team. The offense flowed through him. And if you want to say it's because he's a midfielder, he's not. But if you want to say he's a midfielder, then at best he's a 10. He's a cam. He's an attacking midfielder. He's an attacker. They look at, depending on who you ask, they look at 10s as forwards. So Isagi's IQ is second only to Rin. Isagi's playmaking ability is the best in Blue Lock, and that is where I said the difference between passing, pure passing, and then overall playmaking. Rayo is the best pure passer in Blue Lock, but Isagi is the best playmaker. Isagi's the best in terms of he's going to find a goal somehow. His off-the-ball movement, his on-the-ball movement, his fucking creativity. Like, the back heel he scores against Rin is not normal. The only person that had a goal, the only goal, I think, in the entirety of Season 1 that's better than Isagi's back heel on Rin is Nagi's fucking insane double-staged volley on Rin. And that right there is why I say, if Nagi had something else, if Nagi had either really good IQ, or if Nagi had IQ in terms of playmaking, or if Nagi had really good speed, or if Nagi had really good dribbling, Nagi would be the best player in Blue Lock. But because it's all just finishing for him, I can't put him above Isagi, bro. I can't. We'll just go ahead and obviously get the number 1 out of here. None other than Rin Itoshi. Rin is that guy. Rin is that guy, and for everybody that I hope is in agreement that regardless of how my list looks, you have Rin at number 1. This is why I said I wanted to tie it into the Isagi at number 2 conversation. Rin's just a better Isagi. I feel like that's pretty obvious. I feel like that was the whole theme of the climax of the season where they played them. He was just a better Isagi. I feel like that's very clear. He's Isagi times 5. He's Isagi that's more clinical, more technical, sees the field a little bit better. Like, that being the case, how do you put Nagi or Bachira over Isagi? I don't know. Other than that, I'm very interested to see what y'all are going to say down in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel. Let me know what other content you want. More videos like this are going to be coming to my channel, so I'm excited. Other than that, bro, the only limitations that exist are the ones you put on yourself, so lock in. I will catch you guys later. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all for sticking around if you did. Stay safe. Peace.